Hi everyone, CFL Park Hopper here, and we're here at Disney's Hollywood Studios actually, but we're going to ride the Skyliner, as you can see it behind me. We're going to do a Skyliner crawl today. So I'm going to talk about where you can get on the Skyliner here at Walt Disney World, where it will take you, and what you can see while you're on it. So let's go have some fun on Disney's Skyliner. Okay, so the Skyliner starts here at Disney's Hollywood Studios. Hollywood Studios front gate is right in front of us. And if you're staying at a lot of the Disney resorts or even off property, this is probably the easiest place to catch it, is here from the Hollywood Studios parking lot. If you're staying at the Epcot resorts, that is another location of the Skyliner. So you could get it there, and we're gonna go all the way. But for most people that are not staying at Epcot resorts or Caribbean Beach or Pop Century or Art of Animation, this is the best place to get on. So this would be something fun to do like in the middle of the day to kind of break up your time. Maybe if you're at Hollywood Studios all day and you just want an afternoon out of the park and going exploring, or you don't have park reservations for the day and you just want something to do. You can get a bus from your hotel to Hollywood Studios if you're staying on property, and then you could get the Skyliner from there. All right, so we're airborne heading over Hollywood Studios, and this line takes you to the Caribbean Beach. So again, this line will take us all the way to the Caribbean Beach, and at the Caribbean Beach we'll have to get off, and then we can either go towards Pop Century and Art of Animation, which we're going to do first, or you can get a second line that will take you towards Epcot, which is directly over here, and it will also take you past Disney's Riviera Resort if you wanted to get off and look at that. It will also drop you at the International Gateway of Epcot, is where it's going to drop you off, so you'll be able to see Yacht and Beach Club. All right, so we made it to the Caribbean Beach. We just got off of the Hollywood Studios Skyliner. You'll want to get back on this Skyliner to go back to Hollywood Studios when you're done with your day. But over here is the Skyliner that will take you on to the Epcot International Gateway and the Riviera. This side will take you to Pop Century and Art of Animation. We're going to do that first just to check out the resorts. Okay, so we're on our way to the Pop Century and the Art of Animation. I wanted to point out this is part of the Caribbean Beach. So you can see the whole Caribbean Beach, and we could have just walked onto the Caribbean Beach property from that little platform that we were on if you're interested in looking at the Caribbean Beach property. And they do have a food court here. They also have a dining restaurant called Sebastian's that does, Sebastian's Bistro, I believe. It does dinner, like Caribbean food for dinner. So if you're interested in eating there, that could be somewhere you could dine here at Walt Disney World. All right, so we're coming in, and it comes over this lake, so it's kind of a cool view, but this side is the Art of Animation Resort. Here's the Little Mermaid rooms.
Glass Lake.
And then on this side of the lake is the Pop Century Resort. So you can see the bowling pins for the 50s. The Pop Century is Dalton Decade, so it's the 1950s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. We're coming into the station. We're gonna head over to Art of Animation first. All right, so we're off the Skyliner, and here's the sign. Right over here is Art of Animation. If I turn this way, it's Pop Century. So you can just kind of walk back and forth between the two resorts and walk around, see what they have. They do have food courts in each resort, so if you wanted to have some lunch or dinner, you could. Or you could just walk around and then ride on back on the Skyliner. All right, and we're coming into the Art of Animation right at the Little Mermaid area, and they have a sign to kind of help you out. So the Animation Hall, which is where the food court will be, is straight ahead. The big blue pool, that's going to be from Finding Nemo. They have Cars, Lion King, Little Mermaid. So we're going to check it out. And I think I said this was Little Mermaid area, but this might actually be Finding Nemo. I think I messed up. So yeah, these are Finding Nemo buildings. I love all the decorations on the buildings, all the fish. Pretty cool. And they have like a big, I guess, sea. I think this is a little plaything made out of like maybe a sea anemone. Is that what that thing is called? An anemone that Nemo lives in. And here's the front of the building. There's Mr. Ray, and they have a nice splash pad. And this is the big blue pool area, which is only allowed for, you know, resort guests of this hotel. So that's pretty neat. There's Crush and Dory. We're gonna walk up to the food court, which is straight ahead of us. It's that building right ahead. All right, so we just entered the lobby, and they have all kinds of pictures here. These are of the characters that are at this resort. So they have Little Mermaid again. They have Cars here, Finding Nemo, and Lion King. Those are the main characters at this resort, like the building themes, I guess. So here's the check-in area over here. They do have busing over here too. So let's say you got over here on the Skyliner and you didn't really want to ride the Skyliner back to Hollywood Studios. You could get a bus here to any of the theme parks, Magic Kingdom, Animal Kingdom, or Epcot, or Hollywood Studios probably, and then you could get a bus back to your resort. So you have lots of options when you're out exploring the resorts. You're not just necessarily stuck to one mode of transportation to get back and forth to where you started. So now we're in their gift shop area. Pretty big gift shop, and once you walk through that, then you're in their Landscape of Flavors food court. This area is like the Lion King theme. They have like a lot of the pictures on the wall. It looks like Africa. That's pretty neat. This over here looks like it's Cars Land themed, with the pictures of the West on the wall. So inside the food court, they have a bunch of cold. You could get some beverages, or you could get some dessert. If you just wanted dessert, they have some cupcakes in the case. And they also do have hot food over here. They have a pizza and pasta bar. They have burgers and chicken fingers. I saw some salmon on the menu and some roast beef. Here it is. And they have some Asian food too, some stir fry. So there's lots of choices, I think, at this place. And it's a great place to come in, cool down, and eat lunch before you ride the Skyliner back. All right, so we're back at the Skyliner station coming out of Art of Animation, and Pop Century is now straight ahead. So I'm gonna just peek over onto the Pop Century property just real briefly so you can kind of get a glimpse of that and what you could see. Well, man, this lake area is really pretty that goes all around, and I kind of think that you could take this walking path all the way around over here to Art of Animation back by the Cars Land and come on up here. So if you want to do that, that would be fun to do in the evening or in the winter time. It's the dead of summer right now, and I'm doing this in the middle of the afternoon, so it's hot. And the clouds are building in, so I want to get going back on the Skyline before it rains, because I don't believe the Skyliner will run if it's a thunderstorm. So I kind of want to show you some more stuff on the Skyliner, but I'll briefly show you over here the Pop Century. So when we come into the Pop Century side, we're in the 60s buildings. Check out the yo-yos on the stairways. And it looks like they have, looks like Baloo from the Jungle Book over here. And they have a pool directly in front of us. This is the Hippy Dippy pool. And on the other side of that, straight ahead, would be their food court area. So if you wanted to go into the Pop Century, it's going to look similar to what Art of Animation looked like on the inside. They'll have their gift shop, and then they'll have their food court as well. But this could be another side that you could dine on if you were interested. And then you could just kind of walk around this side of the property and check out the Pop Century Resort. Get back on the Skyliner and head over to the other path. This is going to again take us back to the Caribbean Beach, where again you could get off and wander the Caribbean Beach. But we're going to jump on the Epcot Skyliner and ride all the way to Epcot so you can see that path. All right, so we're now on the way to Epcot. We got on the other Skyliner here at the Caribbean Beach. This is the Caribbean Beach below us. This is a very spread out resort. So there is a lot of walking here. If you're interested in getting down at the Caribbean, like I said, you could have done that back at the station. And upcoming ahead is their port of, it's like their island, the port in the middle. I forget exactly what it's called. Port Royale, I think. But that's where the Sebastian's Bistro is for dinner. And they also have a food court that you could have lunch if you wanted to. The building over here is the Riviera Resort. It is a DVC only resort. They do have a restaurant up in the top on this side called Topolino's. It has breakfast with characters, and it also has a nice dinner. There is a food court down in the bottom of that building as well, where you could just stop in if you wanted to have lunch. There is a station down here that we're gonna stop at. We're not necessarily gonna stop, we're gonna kind of roll through it, but you can get off there to go to the Riviera. This is more of the Caribbean Beach below us, and if you're staying in these rooms, I would use this Riviera Skyliner station versus walking all the way back to the Caribbean one. It would be closer. But we're gonna keep on riding, we're not gonna get off. We're gonna keep on riding all the way over to the Epcot International Gateway, and there's Epcot right ahead of us. You get some great... All right, so we're coming into the backside of Epcot. Again, the Skyliner only comes in at the International Gateway to Epcot. So it is not at the front of Epcot. If you are planning to ride the Skyliner from Epcot, a lot of people think, oh, I'll just go to Epcot, but buses from other hotels are going to take you to the front of Epcot, not to the back of Epcot, which is where the Skyliner is. We're coming in behind France right now, and this is the International Gateway down here, these green umbrellas, to get into Epcot from the backside. So the only way to get to the Skyliner from Epcot is to walk the whole park, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. So if you don't have a park reservation for Epcot, that's why I said start at Hollywood Studios, as we did today, and then ride over here to Epcot. And then you can turn around and ride the Skyliner back where you came from, all the way back to Hollywood Studios. Or I'm going to show you a couple of other options you can do to get back to Hollywood Studios from here. Okay, so there is a boat dock right here directly across from the Skyliner called the Friendship Boats. And this boat will take you all the way back to Hollywood Studios. So if you want to look for a different mode of transportation than just riding the Skyliner back the way you came, you could do this boat. It will take you all the way through Crescent Lake, which is over here. And over here is the Yacht Club and Beach Club, the Boardwalk, and the Swan and Dolphin hotels. It will park at each of these hotels, the boat will, as it goes. So you could ride the boat and get off and on at the different resorts and check those out. Or you could just simply walk up this path right now and walk all around Crescent Lake and check out all of the resorts and then skyline back. Or you could technically walk all the way through all of these resorts on a walking path all the way back to Hollywood Studios. So you have a few different options of things you can do here and not have to go through any parks. So again, the Skyliner crawl is a fun thing to do on a day that you don't have a park reservation and you just want to get out and see some resorts, ride some Disney transportation, just kind of be in the middle of the magic. Well, everyone, I hope you enjoyed our trip on the Disney Skyliner crawl today. I had a lot of fun showing you around on the Skyliner and going inside the Art of Animation Resort, showing you a little bit of Disney's Pop Century Resort. Again, there's lots of options that you could do with this idea on your next Disney trip. If you like today's video, hit like and subscribe down below to see more, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you can be notified every time we upload a new video, which is usually once a week. And also subscribe on social media like Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, CFL Park Hopper on all three. Thanks for watching.